WWE and their talents as salaries is somewhat of a taboo subject. The majority of the time, this isn't public information, meaning the only way fans can access this information is when a reputable journalist reveals details of the aforementioned salaries. Now, this information is presented to you by Forbes, who are a reputable source, so all the information in this video should be reliable. Since WWE went public in 2000, WWE salaries have been a lot higher than they were predating the year 2000. WWE is now a company worth over $5 billion, meaning they can afford to pay their talent a healthy amount of money, especially if they actually make a difference in terms of the attendance or television ratings. But who are the 10 richest right now? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 10 highest paid WWE Superstars of 2020. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 10, Braun Strowman, $1.2 million.
Braun Strowman has become monster in the bank.
We'll start off the list with Braun Strowman, who comes in with a salary of $1.2 million per year. Now, Braun has been on the main roster since 2015, so to end up with a salary of $1.2 million in the space of 5 years is some feat. WWE have put a lot of faith in Braun over those 5 years. He's worked extensive programs with the likes of Brock Lesnar.
I believe the monster has his sights set on one thing.
And Roman Reigns, and has maintained a prominent position at the top of the card. It was reported last year that Braun signed a new 4-year deal with the WWE, which shows they have faith in the monster among men to keep him as one of their top stars. And this was supported by the fact that Braun even won the Universal title at WrestleMania this year and was positioned at the face of the SmackDown brand in the pandemic era. To be earning this much money must be incredible for Braun, as he has recently spoke of living in his car when he first started wrestling, only having about $150 in his pocket at the time. Number 9, Stephanie McMahon, $2 million.
They're chanting Ronda Rousey, and in my ears I'm hearing Steph, Steph, Steph.
You may be confused by the inclusion of Stephanie McMahon on this list, especially as she hasn't had an actual match on WWE television since she teamed with Triple H to face Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 34. However, Stephanie benefits from receiving 2 payouts, one for her contract as a performer, despite only making small appearances over the last year, which included her delivering the opening to WrestleMania 36, and a second payout comes from her role as Chief Brand Officer, which involves expanding the brand across the world. Ultimately, Stephanie takes home a total of $2 million per year across her 2 contracts. Not too bad, eh? Number 8, Shane McMahon, $2.1 million. Stephanie McMahon's brother Shane McMahon appears next on the list with a salary of $2.1 million per year. Shane's role is solely there as an on-screen performer, this despite him occasionally helping out with backstage duties. In 2019, Shane had his busiest year in terms of wrestling. He wrestled a total of 15 times on WWE television, and this included featured matches at WrestleMania 35 with The Miz.
Oh my God. Man, don't do this! Oh my God!
And in Saudi Arabia with a match against Roman Reigns.
Veteran maneuver. And Shane with a spear! A spear!
Shane was a prominent feature on WWE television in 2019, so logically, the salary does make sense. However, he was written off television in October 2019 after losing a career versus career ladder match against Kevin Owens on the Fox premiere of SmackDown.
You're fired!
It's unclear if Shane will ever return to WWE television and what the status of his contract as a performer currently is. Number 7, Goldberg, $3 million. Goldberg amazingly earned $3 million for just 2 matches in 2019. This is a crazy number, especially when you consider one of these matches was the infamous Goldberg vs Undertaker match from Super Showdown. Goldberg had 10 minutes of in-ring time during 2019, which works out to an insane $300,000 per minute. Now, many fans had zero desire to see Goldberg ever wrestle again after that match. However, he was seemingly awarded by squashing Dolph Ziggler and then proceeding to beat The Fiend for the Universal title.
Turn back the clock! Goldberg is back!
Goldberg's last match, as of right now, was losing the Universal title to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 36 in yet another lackluster affair. It's unclear if Goldberg will ever wrestle again, but it's debatable as to if WWE are getting a true return on their investment with him. Number 6. Becky Lynch, $3.1 million.
Because when you're the man, you make history every time you step foot in this ring.
2019 was certainly the year of the man, and Becky Lynch's $3.1 million per year salary certainly shows this. Becky turned into a mainstream money-drawing star and ultimately one of the most popular stars on the roster and is easily one of the most popular female talents of all time. Becky started 2019 by winning the Women's Royal Rumble, then proceeded to main event WrestleMania 35 alongside Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, which marked the first time women had main evented the illustrious event. WWE positioned Becky as a prominent fixture in all of their marketing. She featured on the majority of their pay-per-view posters for 2019 and was a top merchandise seller for this year, outselling all the male top stars. This is the first time in WWE history that that's ever been achieved, so she's worth every penny. Number 5. Triple H, $3.3 million. Triple H, similarly to his wife Stephanie McMahon, has the benefit of having a performer contract and a contract as a WWE executive. Last year, Triple H attained a salary of $3.3 million, with $2 million of that coming from his role as a performer. $2 million for his performances in 2019 is quite excessive, considering he would only wrestle twice, being once against Batista in Batista's last match at WrestleMania 35 and another time against Randy Orton at Super Showdown. Triple H's role as head of NXT means he takes home $700,000 per year, which is quite low considering how prominent NXT is these days, and it exists as its own 2-hour live entity on the USA Network each and every Wednesday. It's unclear if Triple H will continue to wrestle a couple of times a year, as this year he hasn't wrestled a single match, and according to the man himself, he has no desire to return to the ring anytime soon, as he feels it's a burden for him. His words, not ours. Number 4. Seth Rollins, $4 million. Since his main roster debut, Seth Rollins has been a prominent fixture on the main event scene and has multiple world title runs under his belt and even a Royal Rumble win.
Seth Rollins living that double champ life. So much weight on that man's shoulders right now.
The last year for Rollins has been a continuation of this success, as with the Royal Rumble win coming in last January and then featuring in a match at WrestleMania 35 with Brock Lesnar, who was very much positioned as the face of Raw throughout 2019.
And I'm gonna burn it down!
This until he was unfortunately placed in a never-ending feud with Baron Corbin, and then an unfortunate consequence of poor booking resulted in some fans turning on him. This ultimately resulted in WWE turning Rollins heel. Since then, Rollins has thrived as a heel and has become the top heel on the brand. More recently, Rollins has been positioned as leading a new stable with young talents such as Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory as Rollins transitions into the next stage of his career. Rollins certainly deserves the $4 million per year salary, as he's certainly one of the pillars of modern WWE. Number 3. Randy Orton, $4.1 million. Randy Orton is one of the last active full-time wrestlers from the Ruthless Aggression era. There's certainly the argument that Orton at 40 years old has never been better as an in-ring performer. He's become a WWE legend and has been a key part of the WWE product for almost 20 years. Orton rightly earns $4.1 million per year, making him the third highest paid superstar on the roster. He signed a new deal last year after prominent interest by AEW. The Forbes article reveals that the figure of $4.1 million could rise to $6 million before 2020 comes to a close. In the past few months, Orton has been positioned as one of the top heels in the company and had an acclaimed feud with Edge, which appeared to reveal a focused and driven Orton, one that we haven't seen for a number of years. Number 2. Roman Reigns, $5 million. Roman Reigns for the past 5 years has been positioned as the face of the company, so naturally his $5 million per year salary makes complete sense.
I'm next.
Over the past year, fan support has heavily gone towards Reigns after a constant battle for him to get cheered by the fans. The man behind the character has been seen a lot more on television, which has allowed fans to connect with him on a personal level. Reigns has also stayed away from the world title scene for the past 12 months, which has allowed his character to be in refreshing feuds with the likes of Buddy Murphy and Drew McIntyre.
We've seen this too. Incoming. Roman Reigns, big dog, strong.
But more recently, Reigns has taken a leave of absence from WWE due to the safety concerns due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. However, once the world goes back to normal, Reigns will be back to reclaim his spot as the face of WWE, and no doubt fans will be happy to see the former WWE champion back in the ring once again.
Got a 2 by Reigns. Spear! A spear by Roman.
And number 1, Brock Lesnar, $10 million. We arrive at number 1, and as you might have guessed, the highest paid superstar in the WWE is indeed the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. Brock makes $10 million per year, this despite not being a full-time talent and only appearing a few times per year. It's a common debate as to if Lesnar is actually worth this crazy amount of money, but he is indeed WWE's largest draw that they still have in their arsenal, especially now that John Cena is semi-retired. Lesnar has over the past 12 months been really selfless in building the next generation of superstars. At WrestleMania 35 he lost to Seth Rollins and then once again put him over at SummerSlam in the main event. At the Royal Rumble, Lesnar wrestled for half the match before being eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Lesnar then proceeded to sell for over 5 minutes on the outside to sell the Claymore and the impact of McIntyre eliminating the WWE Champion. Following the Rumble, Lesnar would put over McIntyre clean in the main event of WrestleMania 36, showing just how selfless and truly valuable the man himself is. Now, fans may debate issues surrounding Lesnar, such as if he's truly worth his money and whether he should work more WWE dates, but when he's had a selfless 12 months as we've seen recently, he is certainly worth every single penny. But there you have it guys, 10 of the highest paid WWE superstars of 2020. Do any of these surprise you? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.